Hey there, my name is Lauren Heaps, and this is my senior project. My senior project was a roadside cleanup, and the reason I picked a roadside cleanup is because of the many years I've had in Rotary. Every year in Rotary, the school club combines with the community club to clean Highway 20, and it's by far my favorite service project. So I wanted to use that as my inspiration. The other inspirations that we'll talk about in this presentation is the overall problem of littering in our county. Then we'll talk about my project's successes and failures. So let's hop right into it. The problem that I found is littering in rural areas. I've lived in a very rural part of Jefferson County for 4 years when I moved here. And I found that over time, the problem of littering on side roads has gotten increasingly worse. Different parts of the community have come together at different times to clean these areas, but I found that there's an overall lack of maintenance in unincorporated aspects of our county. And I felt like I could make a difference. I really truly believe that Idaho should be kept beautiful. We live in a beautiful state, and I felt that it was wrong that I wasn't doing my part to clean up when I felt like I could have made a big contribution. So that's why I wanted to focus on this. There's a couple ways I thought would be able to fix the problem of littering in our county. The first is a recycling initiative. Not a lot of people recycle out here, and I felt that creating that option could alleviate some of the problems. Instead of throwing plastic on the road, maybe they'd recycle it instead. Another way that I thought we could fix the problem of littering was including more road signs around our county that, like this sign in the presentation says, Idaho is too great to litter. When I visited Utah this past weekend, right as we crossed into the state, there was a sign that reminded the people entering of the fines associated with littering in Utah. I thought it was very powerful, and I felt that an initiative like that could really make a difference. The final way that I saw would be able to fix littering was with constant roadside cleanups, and that's what I opted to do, because it's the action of actually trying to fix the problem that I felt would be the most effective. My project was on the 16th of October, and it was amazing. I led a group of 42 individuals on a stretch of over 4 miles to be able to clean up aspects of our county that were getting neglected. We cleaned up a mile of 200 North, 2 miles of 3400 East, and 1 mile of county line. Very rural roads, but that still got a lot of traffic and use. I live around these roads, and I have for the past couple years, and I felt that they would be the most effective use of our time because so many people were passing them and so many people were littering on them. The successes I found in my project were lots and lots. The first success was in my advertising efforts. I wanted to get the word out to as many people as possible. So I put an announcement in the announcements over the intercom. I printed out flyers. I texted all of my friends. I went to groups such as Rotary and the choir and said, please come to my project. I wasn't sure that I'd be able to get a lot of people, but I was utterly shocked by the number of people that came. There was literally so many people, and I was so excited that we'd be able to make such a big difference with this group of people that I started crying. The other success was in the ways of safety that I found to make it so we could cover more ground. Some of those roads are busy, and I wanted to make sure that all of the participants would be safe. I contacted Roads and Bridges of Jefferson County, and they were able to give me some neon vests and some garbage bags to make sure that we were participating in this activity safely. Another success in my project was from the help of my friend Brigham. Brigham saw that I didn't have a truck and I didn't really know how I was going to get all the garbage we'd pick up to the dump. So he volunteered to be able to take all of the garbage in his pickup truck to the dump for me. And without his help, I'm not sure I would have been able to do it in the most effective way. So his help was one of the biggest successes of my project. The final success that I found in my project was the use of refreshments. People like to be incentivized when they serve, and so I was doing all I could to make sure I got a big turnout. In my advertising efforts, I mentioned that there would be refreshments, and it turns out that making 72 cookies and a gallon of hot chocolate was enough to incentivize people to come. I did have a few failures and struggles in my project. The first was at the very beginning when I had all 40 people there, just staring at me, waiting for some direction. They were trying to figure out how they'd split into groups. I didn't want to break up friends, so I let them split themselves into groups. And it was a struggle because then some groups were bigger than other groups. Luckily, I was able to divert this problem by taking some of the friends that I knew would be okay in other groups and moving them. Another problem that I faced was garbage bags. I had been given garbage bags by Road and Bridges, but I'd been given two roles. After two groups had left, I realized that they'd taken all of the garbage bags with them and hadn't left any for the other two groups. So I had to track them down and get them more garbage bags. Luckily, that problem was avoided after I was able to track them down, but you can't really have a roadside cleanup without garbage bags. The last problem was with insufficient timing. I wanted to have the project last an hour, and because of the other two previous problems, it only lasted 45 minutes. But I absolutely love this project, and I am so grateful for the opportunity I had to make a difference in my community. Thank you.